Good morning everyone. I'm going to do a bonus reading. We're going to use the Connolly Tarot for your reading. A little bit of a brain fart this morning. Alrighty. The readings are extremely beautiful at the moment. I feel like so many people are really working, really understanding the collective energy, really understanding like the true purpose here. So very beautiful coming through this morning. All right, let's see what's going on. You know, it's really interesting because we ended the reading on the last reading with the Emperor and we're starting with the Emperor here. I always think those things are very significant for readers. So the Emperor card talks about someone, it can be a person, okay, so it's a person who's very learned, well educated, very smart, you know, successful in life. That is the Emperor. It's also the card of Aries. As an energy, what we're talking about here is a power that we all possess. We all have the ability to become the Emperor. We all have that power, but we forget it along the way because we are so taken in by our own egos. So, you know, when we're young, especially if people say things to us that teach us we're not worthy, we can grow up with an energy of not really realizing how valuable we are. When you step into the energy of the Emperor, it's about you stepping into the energy of knowing who you are. It's a very ancestral sort of energy here where you've been brought back to knowing the power that you once possessed and reusing that power. So a very strong energy coming through here. There's been some sort of cycle completed. And when I say a cycle's been completed, what I mean is karmically you were put on the earth, or you put yourself on the earth to understand how to live as a human being. So many of us would have had our past life memories erased. We would have been put here fresh and new and born as a baby with nothing that we had from the past. I know some people still come through with the memories because there's so much documented evidence about people who've still not quite had their memories erased. So very interesting energy. But what we're doing in this lifetime is we're learning, or to unlearn, I guess is the best way of putting it. We're learning to unlearn what we have learned in our lifetime. So if we've put ourselves into a family who've been very destructive, abusive, cruel or whatever, we can end up with a lot of energy running around within us that isn't our own. It belongs to other people. So say, for example, somebody says to you, you always dress poorly. You're a terrible dresser. Why do you always dress like that? And if we were in the Emperor energy, we'd probably just go, that's your opinion and it doesn't affect us. But when you're vulnerable, especially when you're highly empathic, you tend to take other people's views on board. So that may make you go away and actually question the way you dress because you may feel somehow that's your feeling. This is where boundaries are so important for you to understand where somebody else finishes and you start. When somebody says something like that to you, it's because it makes them feel uncomfortable. So if the way you dress makes somebody else feel uncomfortable, that is none of your business whatsoever. If somebody says to you, I remember one time I had my hair permed and somebody said to me, I don't like it, it's really ugly. And I was like, oh wow, I was really hurt by that. I thought, you know, okay, I'm all up for being honest. I think it's great that you're being honest with me. But what is it about my hair that makes you feel uncomfortable, right? So what is it? So when people say things like that to you, if you're standing in your power, it's water off a duck's back. It doesn't matter to this person at all. They know who they are. They don't care. They don't mind how they dress. They don't mind how they look. They know it's none of anybody else's business how they look. So your karmic cycle here may be something that's inhibited you or slowed you from having the type of life you need here. It may have made you feel very regretful about your past. You may be working here towards understanding how that's affected you in your past. How has that stopped you from becoming what you want? I talk to a lot of women who say to me, you know, I got a degree as an engineer or doctor or a dentist because that's what my family wanted, but all I wanted was to be a zoologist. And I never did that because my family wanted me to be that. You'll never make money out of that. You'll never be an actor. You'll never be an astronaut, whatever. That's their opinion. It's got nothing to do with you. So it's really interesting how we carry that through our lives. But what I'm seeing here is people understanding how to take that power back, how to understanding and to release the past. This is about working with the universe here. So understanding that some of the things you've been through in your life, maybe all of the things you've been through in your life, are so that you learn about who you are, how you learn who you are in the universe. Beautiful energy. All right, look at this. Okay, this is beautiful. So the King of Wands owns stuff. He owns it. He is the card of Leo, Sag, Aries. He's, for me, the most dominant of all the kings, but in a healthy way. This is a person who is a leader. He's a thinker. He runs ahead with things. He does everything with passion. He knows what he wants and he goes after it. The Magician here tells me that is manifestation. So once you know what you want, once you know you're worthy, once you're vibrating in the energy of what you want, then you start to manifest. And that's what we're seeing here. Now again, like the What's Cracking reading, the next card's very interesting because it's come out in reverse. The Two of Wands tells me that there is a new path opening for you, but I don't feel that this path wasn't always, it's always been there, but you've never been ready or in the right energy to be able to go after that energy. So something here is opening up for you. Now the Hanged Man is a card when it's hanged of looking at things from a different perspective. Because he's in the reverse, I feel like sometimes this may mean that you're a little stuck in your own way of thinking rather than seeing things from a different perspective. And maybe that's the way you've been in the past because you've got the Nine of Swords here. So maybe your anxiety here or your worry or your stress has always been that you cannot do what you need to do. You'd be surprised at how many people say to me, I can't manifest. I think, why? Because I've tried to manifest this and it isn't happening for me. Well, instead of worrying about whether it's manifesting, how about you go away and don't worry whether it's manifesting? Let it go. You've already asked the universe for it. You can't sit around every day asking where it is and when it's going to be presented to you, because that just lowers your vibration and puts you in this anxiety energy. We have the Chariot here. So I feel like things are moving forward even if you can't see them. So if you are standing in your power, then you're not worried about what the universe is doing. You're not controlling it. You're not trying to seek an outcome. You've put it out to the universe. It may not come exactly as you want it to, but you've put it out there and you're ready to receive here. All right, let's see where we're going. Three of Pentacles. So this for me is the card of the soul contract. So before we come to the earth, we write our own contract. We talk about what we want to achieve in this lifetime, the things we want to learn, the people we want to learn from. Everything is sort of worked out by us before we come through. That's why you can read all that in the Akashic records. We often have some sort of training that helps us see what we want and we go for it. So the Three of Pentacles talks about that contract that you've made with the universe. So for some of you, you may have a contract, for example, around a love, a new love. You may have a contract around achieving some sort of stardom in this lifetime. You may have decided somehow or another that you wanted to be famous for something or invent something. Whatever it is, it's manifesting as we speak. So we have the Tower coming through. I've seen this a little bit in the last couple of days. Seven of Cups. This is about breaking through some sort of illusion here, because you rebuild with the Tower. So the idea of the Tower is everything is broken down. It's like demolishing an old house to build a new house. But this time you're going to do it differently, because the old house was not built on a solid foundation. It was built in an illusion. So if the illusion here for you was that you were not worthy and that you could never become an astronaut, then that is what you've built your life on. And the universe here is helping you break down this energy so you can rebuild into the universe now. You can do what you need to do. You accept that what you thought you were is no longer true for you. And you're rebuilding something more beautiful here. And you know, I feel like with the Queen of Cups, when she comes up in this position, it's like you had forgotten your beautiful self. You didn't love yourself the way you needed to. You didn't see yourself as something beautiful. You certainly did not see your own power here. But you are learning to. You are learning to drink from your own cup here. You're restarting new because the fish is here, which represents brand new life. You're moving forward here. You're understanding here. This is the book of knowledge. This may well be your Akashic record. But whatever it is for you, you're starting to understand your own power. It's very beautiful energy. All right, so we have the Ten of Pentacles. For some of you, you're manifesting. Look at this, Ten of Cups. Beautiful. And the Queen of Swords. This to me is the most beautiful energy of all. We know that the tens complete a cycle. This is about completing a cycle based in your financial and your material world. This is completing a cycle with complete happiness in your non-material world. So it's like you've got this beautiful balance between the two. So life here is about you having happiness within your heart, your family, your friends, whatever it is here. But this is about building that stable existence. The one you built very, very poorly before, that was based in an illusion here. So again, the illusion will be different for everybody, but most of the illusions I see in the work I do is around people not believing in themselves, not trusting themselves, not having the confidence or the self-esteem to believe they can make something of themselves. And this is all that sort of like victim mentality all trapped in here. So you've been living that way for too long, and the universe is looking here at some way for you to understand your potential here with these energies coming through. All right, so we have the Five of Pentacles, which is lack mentality. We have the Hierophant, which talks about stability and moving away from the old way of doing and being. It's about really trusting yourself with this Hierophant energy. Like the Hierophant is a card of religion. And I always say to people, we mustn't get the word religion mixed up with what you call formed religion. So I'm not talking about your religious bent or which way you want to go, whether you're a Catholic or a Protestant. It doesn't make any difference here. We're talking about the religion you hold within you, your own spirituality, your deeper beliefs and your deeper thoughts here. And if you are in that energy of really trusting who you are, then you will be stable. You will be built solid. This is about being really building a very solid existence. This is what you're doing when you're breaking down from the tower. So you're creating a new life for yourself here. You're creating something that is going to satisfy you on every level. All right. So we have the Emperor standing in his finest hour here. This is power. This is the most powerful card. There is a completion to some sort of cycle, some sort of illusion that you've kept yourself trapped in, that you are starting to realize you need to break down and start again. There's disappointment from your past here, but if you create with the universe, then you will take leadership in your own life and manifest what it is you want. I see you walking down a new pathway. It's like you have to let go of your old way of thinking here. It's not serving you anymore. Your old way brings you anxiety. Let go, release, and allow the Chariot to take you forward here. Let's just have a look. Oh, wow. Knight of Wands, Lovers. Well, if it's new love you're looking for, it's on its way to you. After the change, after some sort of transition. So maybe that this is what they're saying for all of you, that whatever you want is there, but you just have to believe it is. You have to believe you're worthy enough to be able to find it or to locate it here. For some of you, it is definitely about love. But to draw good love to yourself, you have to be exuding love. You have to be vibrating love. It's funny because I remember somebody talking about, you know, how you recognize depression, for example. And people said, well, you know, if you're depressed, you're moving slowly, your head is slumped, you may look like your face is unhappy, you may not be smiling, you may be very withdrawn. And that is the vibration you're putting out to the universe. And I guess if that's the vibration you're putting out to the universe, then what you're attracting to you is of your vibration. And that's why, and we all do it, believe me. You have a day where something goes wrong and then you tell yourself it's going to be one of those days and then everything goes wrong. Why? Because you're manifesting. So remember that you have to be very conscious of what you're manifesting. Well, you should be conscious of your vibration more so. All right, so we have the Six of Cups with the Seven of Wands, Nine of Wands, and the Strength card. So this is about letting go of your past here. Not trying to believe somehow or another that your path defines you. For some of you, you may have had a very difficult upbringing. Yeah, you're moving away here with the Eight of Cups. But for some of you, you're hanging on to your past, believing that somehow your past defines who you are. So if you've had, like, you know, really bad luck with jobs, then you're creating bad luck with jobs. So if you move on with that sort of energy, you're just going to create that for yourself again. But somehow or another here, I feel like you're letting go of this cycle. This to me is letting go of your cycle and starting again. Releasing this pattern that you've created. Starting to understand that deep within you, this pattern has become part of you, rather than just something you've learned. And we can unlearn anything. All right, let's put an oracle card on that for you. Oop-de-doody. Oh, we have the arrow. Nice energy. Very, very nice way to finish the reading. Receiving this symbol reminds you that when you are in alignment with your heart and soul, you are on target and will soon be hitting your mark. Be true to your calling, release attachments and free yourself from the bondage of unbridled ambition. Now is revealed to be a moment of contact in which your intention meets the material world. The arrow also symbolizes the need to set your creativity free. But listen to that. Now is revealed to be a moment of contact in which your intention meets the material world. That is manifestation. When the arrow zings through the air, it is inviting you to pay attention and signifying you are about to make your mark in some aspect of your life. It illuminates the moment of contact when you know that your desires and intentions have travelled on the wind and have landed in the perfect place for your highest good. Trust that your job is to be relaxed yet focused, keeping your eye on the prize yet releasing your intention with full expectation that it will land as it's supposed to. Don't worry about the how or the exact form. This is not a time to interfere with the manner in which the arrow flies. It will make its mark and you will have cause to celebrate. So wasn't that a perfect card to get on that reading? I'll leave you with that. Thank you.